Good morning, everyone. It's me, Lucien, from Calvin Chin's Martial Arts Academy. Welcome once again to our beginner/intermediate, all ages Hung or Hung Kuen Kung Fu class. We stream classes live 4 days a week. Please do hit that subscribe and notification bell on our YouTube channel. We have 958 subscribers as of my last check this morning. We're trying to get to 1,000 as a benchmark that will allow us to get monetized on YouTube, which means we never have to ask you, our wonderful viewers, for any money, and yet we can still kind of pay for some of the expenses associated with all of this. If you look, you see we have a pretty nice big space here. We have multiple cameras, all this equipment, and all of that does have a cost, which we don't want to have to end up passing on to you, and yet we want to continue to add this high quality content on a regular basis. So in any case, today's format for today's class is going to be the same as usual. We're going to do a series of fundamental warm-up exercises. We'll do some punches, some blocks, some kicks, just fundamental things that we need to work on. And we're going to work on the traditional 5 stances. This is not the wushu 5 stances, but the traditional Hung Kuen 5 stances that our Sifu Grandmaster Calvin Chin created. And that's the first thing we usually will teach our students sequence-wise. And then after that, we're going to move on to Moy Fa Kuen, the Plum Flower Fist, which is the first form. Lao Ga Kuen, which at our school is the second form. Bambu Kuen, which is the third form. And if we have time, we'll even get into Ching Cheurng, which is the War Palm set, which is the fourth form that we teach here. In any case, without further ado, let's begin. Oh, one last thing. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments section. During every class except for this one that I'm actually teaching, I'm behind the scenes running the streaming equipment. I monitor our chat, and so if you have a question for Sifu, you can put it in there and we can get it answered. I can't obviously answer it while I'm in front of the camera, but as soon as I get back, I'll be happy to do so. Yeah, I think that's basically it. So here we go. Feet shoulder width, nice big hoop, and we turn 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. Reaching over. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. Raising the arms, keeping your legs straight, stretch towards the floor. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Middle once. We stand up. Inhale and exhale. And again. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Middle once. Inhale and exhale. Good. And again. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Middle once. Inhale and exhale. Hands on the waist. Rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and 2. We switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and 2. Very good. Crossing the arms. Place the hands on your knees. Bend your knees. Don't let your head hang down. Pick a spot on the floor 6 to 8 feet in front of you. And we're going to make a gentle circle with the knees, keeping the feet flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and 2. Switch hands, switch directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Hands on the waist. We're going to turn the head side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Excuse me. Tilting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Rotation, looking all the way around. 1, 2, 3, and we switch. 1, 2, and 3. We open up, arms out, turning the waist. 1, try to look behind you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to cross the fingers, turn to the right, keep your back vertical or straight, and stretch. 1, 2, 3. Switch. 1, 2, 3. Switch. 1, 2, 3. Switch. 1, 2, and 3. Straighten your right leg, both feet flat. Switch. Switch, toe up. And switch. We stand up, turn to your right, both legs straight, and bend at the waist. Now we switch, turn to your left, and stretch. Now we go to the middle. Let's bring the feet in, toes out, elbows between your knees, help to open up the hip. We're stretching the hip and the ankle. That Achilles tendon when you go up on the toe. Let's sit, both feet together. Butterfly position. Let's put the right leg out, left foot in, stretch towards your right leg. Pardon the noise, we've got a little construction going on outside the building. They're drilling something into the wall, I can tell. And let's switch. Stretch. Both feet out front. We bounce, switch, and up. Okay, next up we're going to do a horse dance. We're going to do Ping Choi, which is a reverse punch. We're going to do a series of blocks, low, middle, and high. And we're going to do some Danji Kyoseo. So when we're in our horse stance and we're doing our punches, you don't want to do a punch and pull this back and make it a separate action. You want these two to work together. So as this one pulls in, turning the waist pulls this one back and drives your other punch out. You want to make a real fist. A lot of times People, because they don't want to get too tight in their arm, they kind of make a loose fist, but that's a dangerous thing to do. If you hit something with a loose, ill-formed fist, you can damage your knuckles, you can break fingers, all kinds of unpleasant stuff happens. So we want to make a nice tight fist, and everything else is relaxed. So here we go. We're going to open up to our horse stance. We start in a ready position. Excuse me. Make fists, pull the elbows back, bend the knees, heels, toes, heels, and toes. So our feet are flat, our feet are parallel, our toes are lined up in a straight line with each other, our knees bend out like we're sitting on a nice, fat, healthy horse, the back is straight, and the body's relaxed. So here we go. Ping Choi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We close. 1, 2. Now we're going to do low block. Press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Closing. 1, 2. Middle block. Come across the body, stopping at the shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Closing. 1, 2. High block. Let's lift right up the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Closing. 1, 2. Lim Wam Sam Sik, all three with the same arm. Low, middle, high. 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 Low, middle, and high. Closing. 1, 2. Low block with a punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Closing. 1, 2. Middle block with a punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Closing. 1, 2. High block with a punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Closing. 1, 2. So Danji Kyosil, we're going to squeeze down all of our fingers. Index finger is pointing straight up and your wrists are bent back. We pull our elbows straight back, hand to the chest. This position is the position we're going to come to regardless of which direction we do this. So we do it to the side, we do it to the low, to the high, or in front. Every time it's going to come back to here. We push out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We go low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We go high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Thrust, flip, roll, press. Thrust, flip, roll, press. Thrust, flip, roll, press, and we close. Closing the stance, heels, toes, we shake it out. And now deep breathing, palms up, elbows down, elbows out, inhale, and exhale. Palms up, elbows down, elbows out, inhale, and exhale. One more time, palms up, elbows down, elbows out, inhale, and exhale. Very good. All right. Next up, we're going to do a series of punches. All of these punches, we're going to go feet shoulder width, bending the knees slightly. Doesn't have to be deep like a horse stance, but if your legs are locked straight, it's going to affect your balance, and you won't be able to develop power because, again, you don't have that connection to the ground. You're kind of off balance. So you bend the knees slightly, kind of helps to shock absorb. We're going to put the left hand on the waist, make a fist with your right hand, and from the extended position in the center line, draw it straight back, out, and back. So your fist travels in a straight line. Your elbow has to drop out of the way in order for that to happen. If your elbow doesn't drop, you end up doing this. We call this knocking on the door. Not very powerful. So you want to thrust out, drop the elbow out of the way. Okay, let's switch and punch. Okay, stop, turn to your side, punch. Good, let's switch and punch. Okay, stop, hiwa choi, both fists up. We're going to turn the waist, dropping that fist on a diagonal towards your other knee. You keep this fist by your ear, vertical elbow, it's going to protect you on that side. So you switch, turn the body, don't turn your head. Okay, stop. Bina choi, edge of the fist, we're going to strike out and in. Okay, switch, punch. Okay, stop, Cheilun choi, cartwheel punch. Keep the center line. You don't want to be off to the sides at the shoulder, but keep the middle. Okay, stop. Kwa choi, the back of the fist this time. Strike out and back. Okay, switch, punch. Okay, lightly touching with your left toe, left fist out. Your right fist, your right arm is a low block position, and we switch. When we're doing this, notice when I go forward, I don't put weight on the front foot. You keep all your weight on the back leg. Make sure you punch all the way out. Good. Deep breathing. All right, so next up, we're going to do a series of kicks. We're going to do 5 different kicks. We're going to do 6 kicks each leg. Obviously, when you're at home, you can do more. This is just in the interest of time. We do 6 each. So we're going to start in a leaning stance. Left foot forward, left knee is over your toe, your back leg is straight. You don't want to start too wide this way in a leaning stance because you go forward, you end up having to shift your weight to the side. It takes away a lot of that power from your kick. You also don't want to be too skinny this way. If your feet are kind of crossed, you end up needing to bring your leg around this leg just to get to the front. So make sure that the toe of your left foot is lined up on the heel of your right, and that'll give you a good balance, good position. We punch, toe out, lift the knee, kick with the toe pointed, step back, punch. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We switch. Jeet Chang Hoi, pushing out with the heel. 1, 2, 3. Keep the frame of your arms. 4, so you're protected. 5, 6. Let's switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's switch. Chun Sam Hoi, straight leg kick. It's the only kick we have where we're not going to bend the knee of the kicking leg. You just want to swing your foot up and all the way back. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We switch. Last one's a round kick. So the mechanics of this kick are slightly different. All the other ones, we bring the knee straight up to the front. Because we want to give this kick a round direction, arcing from the back to the front, we're going to lift the knee and then turn the hip and the waist over, let your foot go. You're trying to hit with your shin and instep. You don't want to point the toe that way. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. Deep breathing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Get a quick drink of water if you like. And we're going to start next with 5 stances. Okay, so 5 stances is a drill if you're not familiar with these classes. We do this every single class. It houses just a lot of fundamentals or basics that we need to incorporate into our understanding and movement. We're coordinating our upper and lower body, meaning the footwork and the hand technique. I'm going to do this for 4 directions because we only have this one camera when I'm not behind the camera's editing. Since I'm not back there, I can't cut to that camera or say the side camera. So I'm going to do it starting left, 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 4 directions, gets us back to where we started. If you can't see from one angle, do try to use the mirror so that with my back turned to the camera, you can still see what the hands are doing. And then also, if you miss something on one side, just know that we're going to come around doing it on another side as well. I also will adjust my feet to stay in frame as necessary. So here we go. We make fists, raise them up, up, open the hands, drop the elbows, push out. Many of you who do Hung Kuen would recognize this as gunji opening. Palms up, make fists, pull. Open, we push. 1, 2, 3. Double elbow, press, thrust, press, and we make a hoop and close. Right fist on top, step out to an offset horse stance, Sei Ping Bat Fun Ma. Draw the bow, Chun Kyo, sliding step, leaning stance punch, left hand underneath, and we step all the way through to another leaning with the right foot forward, pull your elbow back, turn your waist, and stance punch. Toe out, big cross step, make a big hoop. Make sure your weight's on your right leg, the left heel's off the floor, and we turn to the right. Spin out, corner back fist to the head, make a circle with your left hand, intercept as you toe out, cat stance, punch. Step straight back, cover. Leaning stance, high block, low block, left knee up, turn, drop and chop, uppercut, and we close. I'm going to move this way a little, just so I stay in frame of the camera. Now this is our second direction, same sequence. Sliding step, punch. Left hand underneath, elbow, punch. Toe out, big cross step, dragon whips tail, spin out, corner back fist to the head, intercept, cat stance, punch. Notice the left hand, we're coordinating that body movement by turning the waist, brings this hand towards the ribs to protect, and drives the punch out. Step back, cover, high block, low block, left knee up, turn, drop and chop, step out, leaning stance, uppercut, and close. We're going for consistency in the technique. Every time we uppercut, it should come to the same position. All right, I'm going to move this way, so we're going to go that side. Again, right fist on top, step out, chun. Sliding step, punch. Left hand underneath, elbow, punch. Toe out, big cross step, dragon whips tail, spin out, corner back fist, intercept, cat stance, punch. Step straight back, cover, leaning stance, high block, low block. Left knee up, turn, drop and chop, uppercut, and close. I'm going to offset from the camera so you can still see in the mirror. Right fist on top, chun kill, sliding step, punch. Left hand underneath, step all the way through, turn the waist, punch. Toe out, big cross step, dragon whips tail, corner back fist to the head, intercept, cat stance, punch. Step straight back, cover, leaning stance, high block, low block, left knee up, drop and chop, uppercut, and we close. Nice job. Hopefully you're able to follow that at home. Inhale and exhale. So, a couple of the things that we're trying to gain out of 5 stances is coordinating your technique so it's driven by the body. And there's a bunch of opportunities in 5 stances to learn how to do that. So the way that we break it down, as an example, when you turn to leaning, you pull this in. You're not doing this with your arms. A lot of times you see people get really stiff because they're putting a lot of muscle in their punch. But from here, as you turn your waist to drive your punch out, you pull that hand back. So that works together with the body. Left hand underneath, we step all the way through, pull the elbow back. Turning the waist not only drives the punch out, but brings the hand from here to here to protect the open rib. So these are things kind of coordination-wise that we're striving for. It's important that when you practice, you don't put too much kind of muscular strength into things, because that tension can keep you from moving. This is why you don't see boxers as bodybuilders, right? They get their strength from throwing thousands of punches, lifting their own body weight perhaps, but they don't do a lot of extreme heavy weightlifting because that muscle can work against you. Really, we want to use the big muscles, so we're going to turn the waist and the stance. That drives that punch out. The arm, outside the fist being a strong fist, everything else is pretty relaxed. Speed kills, right? So you get that velocity with accuracy from coordinating your legs and your waist, your body moving together. Anyway, so next up we're going to do first form, Moy Fa Kuen. This one, we're obviously, the first form, if you see the plum flower here on our logo, so the plum flower, it's a 5-petal flower, and it also happens to describe kind of the mapping of the form. So we're going to start going to the front, we go to the side, we come back this way, we go to this side, we come back here, and so it fills out those 5 petals of direction. So all right, here we go. We make fists, raise them up, left hand middle, bend the knees, cross step, turn the waist, salute, step back, feet together, and we close. Bend the knees, turn out to the side, high block, low block. We pull our foot back half the distance of our stance, cross block, step out, offset with the right hand middle, turn, dragon claw. Right fist on top, step straight back and then pivot, offset, chun kyo, scoop. Toe out, step all the way up, press, uppercut. Left hand on top, cat stance, low block, remove. Step up, punch. Squatting, high block, hammer fist. Step out, uppercut. Left hand on top, cat stance, remove. Step up, leaning to offset, punch. Toe out, cat stance, high block, hammer fist. Cross block, turn to the rear, turn to the middle with an even motion from the waist, drunken punch. Make sure that this isn't just the front hand, both arms, because it happens from the shoulders, the chest, and the body with the stance. Left hand underneath, remove, high block. Step up, punch. Squatting, uppercut, sliding step, punch. Squatting, elbow up, step up, press, lift, cut. Offset to leaning, double palm. Remove, punch. Toe out, step to the rear. I'm going to line up on the camera. So I was here, I toe out with the left, step forward to leaning. Bring this fist across to intercept. Check, we're going to grab, turn the waist, roll the shoulder, and elbow strike. Low corner back fist. Palm strike, high block. Outside crescent with your left, hop, kick, press, turn your waist. Trapping hand, bong seal. Straight in the back, lift, turn, back fist. Left hand on top, remove. Step up, punch. Right fist on top, step in, step back, and clear. I'm just going to offset from the camera. Chun kyo. Sliding step, palm strike to the waist. Pull your foot back, cross step, scoop. Press, remove, kick, punch. Dragon, right fist on top, step back, chun. Sliding step, punch. Middle block, salute. Step back, 1, 2, 3, and we close. Well done. Hopefully you were able to follow that. Deep breathing. Give me just 1 sec. All right, could be me or could be that it's on here, but I'm sweating today. So anyway, Moy Fa Kuen has a lot of really good fundamentals. It's not really flashy. In fact, most of the Hung Kuen forms tend to focus more on the practical, even though they do have a certain aesthetic or a look that they're going for. One of the things that a lot of people have noted is that a lot of people from our school, a lot of people who are students of our teacher, Grandmaster Calvin Chin, have a certain kind of accuracy to their technique and hopefully a certain amount of coordination. And that's something that we drill here all the time. It's really important that you use your body, your waist, your stance to drive that movement versus if we just focus on the arm, we have way less accuracy. If we turn the waist, it's going to be the same every time. The way to build that accuracy is repetitive motion, right? It seems obvious, but the more you do something, the more you know how to do it without having to think about it. We're trying to automate it in the body so that we build muscle memory versus mental memory. If you know how to punch, then all you have to do is look at where you want to punch and it's going to go there. If you're having to think about where that punch is going to end up, you got way less accuracy. So you overcome that, got a hair in my mouth. You overcome that by repetitively training something over and over again, and pretty soon you build that muscle memory. All right, so the next form we're going to work on is Lao Ga Kuen. This is a Lao family fist set. It's the second form that we teach here. It has a kind of a box shape and then a couple of cross sections to the front. Again, we're only using one camera angle, and so I will adjust my stepping accordingly to make sure I can stay in frame so that you can see everything we're doing. We're going to make fists, raise them up, leaning stance, middle, turn, leaning stance, toe out, cat stance. Notice the waist is turned to the corner. Now I turn to the front. Step straight back, pull the elbows in, pivot, middle block. Again, my body's turned to the corner. Now I turn to the front. Step straight back, turn, and close. 2 fists to the ears, 2 fists down, cross and open. We push out. Scoop with the right hand on top, cross step with your left, intercept just like the 5 stances. Cat stance, punch. Step straight back, cover, leaning stance. Now this is a little different than 5 stances. We're going to turn the waist, chop to the waist. Pull the foot back, scoop, press, kick, and punch. Right fist on top, we step in, step back, and clear. Chun kill, sliding step, punch. We're going to step all the way through. Raise your right hand as a fist to high block and strike straight out with your left hand. Now we're going to turn the waist and drop on the diagonal. So your left hand's in the middle block position, and just like when we were doing these hiwachoi punches, diagonal strike. Now we lift, turn, leaning, song gong, elbows down, turn, dragon, turn, toe out, cross step, high block, low block. Pivot out to offset, sliding step, palm strike to the waist. Pull your foot back, scoop, press, kick, hop, thrust. You don't want to bend like this. Keep the back straight and bend in your stance. Thrust. Cutting hand, double chop, set up your position, cross step, tindu. Kick, press, phoenix eye. That's a thrusting fist. The ending position is the same as your ending position for back fist or uppercut, but the direction of this technique comes thrusting out, whereas the uppercut swings up and the back fist swings down. Right fist on top, chun kill, sliding step, punch. Left hand on top, step through to leaning. We're going to turn the waist as we fold the elbow and thrusting or penetrating elbow. Dropping palm, back fist. Right fist on top, chun kill, sliding step, punch. Step all the way through. Set your position, diagonal strike. Lift, song gong, elbows down, dragon, turn, toe out, cross step, high block, low block, pivot out, palm strike. Pull your foot back, scoop, press, kick, thrust, cut, chop, cross step tindu, kick, phoenix eye. Both palms face out, fingers facing the left. We turn to the left. Cross step, right hand comes on top. We're going to turn the wheel, left hand to the shoulder, right to the waist. Step out, turn, leaning. Double palm. Cross step, turn the waist, lifting slightly. Cross step, turn the wheel. Step, push. Step in, step out, low, middle or uppercut. Step in, step out, low, middle or uppercut. Step straight back, middle block. Reach out. We're going to turn the waist, chop to the neck. Adjust your foot, elbow. Dropping palm, back fist. We pivot, lift, 1, 2, sword fingers. Cross step, open, trap. Step through, thrust. Suspended to the corner, salute. Step back, 1, 2, 3, and we close. All right, deep breathing. So if you have any questions in that, please feel free to leave them in the comments section, and we'll be happy to answer those for you. In the meantime, one other thing is that, we've been lucky that we have a lot of people all over the world from many different countries who tune in, and many of you have subscribed, which is great. Keep that coming. And so we get a lot of people from maybe other lineages of Hung Kuen, or maybe you're someone who's learned a version of Lao Ga, and that version is a little bit different than this version sequentially. We don't get too hung up in that as far as, is this person's sequence right or is that person's sequence right? We do it the way that our teacher, Grandmaster Kung Fu, who was a student of great late Grandmaster Lam Jo. So we do the sequence that was handed down to us, and that's been preserved now over that time. But you know, we don't have anything negative to say about anyone else's sequence. If things vary or differ a little bit, there's nothing wrong with that. It's totally fine. There is a lot of variety in Chinese martial arts specifically, and even in Hung Kuen. Every 2 years, although this year they didn't have it, but every 2 years we would go to the World Hung Kuen Association's tournament in Fujian, China. And, you know, we always really enjoyed getting to see all the different lineages of Hung Kuen represented. You see the subtle differences, and, you know, maybe this lineage has this set and this lineage doesn't have it, but they have a different set, and it's just pretty interesting in my humble opinion. So, in any case, we're going to do third form next. This is Bumble Kuen. This is the 7-star praying mantis crushing step. Anyone who does 7-star praying mantis would recognize this form. It's kind of a staple of that system. The reason we have this form in our curriculum is because late Great Grandmaster Lam Zhou, he added this to the curriculum as a show of respect to his colleague who was a 7-star praying mantis master. He saw the form, as he told me, he saw it twice, and that made it his. So in any case, again, we just carry on that tradition as it was handed down to us. So this is why we do it. It's also, the study of a northern form can help with the agility of the legs and has a lot to offer as well. So I'm going to start over here. I'll go that way. If I have to adjust my stepping to stay on camera, I will. So we start, we bend the knees, lift the hands, elbows out, circle, press, lift, high block, punch. We come across with the right hand, hop, 1, 2, 3. We thrust, step all the way through, punch, big circle, cross step, drop, knee up, punch. We're going to put the foot down first, set the elbow in position, and turn. Back fist. We turn, lift, capture. We're going to put the foot down first and pull. High block, ginger fist, scoop, and vertical. Hop. 1, 2, 3. We thrust, punch. Step feet together, punch down, lift. 1, 2, 3. Hop. 1, 2, 3. We thrust, step all the way through, punch. Grab, step back, pull. I'm going to again just line up on camera. So we're here, low block, palm strike. Step out, leaning stance, left elbow, toe out, cat stance, right elbow. Step out, we high block, toe out, step through, chop. Scoop, pivot, double elbow. Make sure they're not out here. It's got to be shoulder width in order to strike. Cross and pull, strike. Pivot, pivot, punch. Sweep, 1, 2, vertical, kick, hop, kick, thrust, strike. Uppercut, press, lift and cut. Press, lift and cut, press, lift and cut. Middle, 1, 2, 3, toe out, step through. I'm going to step back again just to stay on camera. Toe out, sweep, 1, 2, 3. We turn, feet together as we lift and sweep with the left, sweep with the right, sweep and chop. Leaning stance, hook, back fist, reap back, 1, 2, 3. Thrust, step all the way through, punch, turn, vertical, pivot, step up, and we close. So that's first form. I'm going to do a quick deep breathing, and actually it looks like Sifu's here to take over, so you're in obviously well-capable hands. Yes.
So, I was saying that praying mantis is actually a style that we do, as Lucien mentioned, but there is actually northern mantis and southern mantis. Southern mantis is a system that a lot of the Okinawan styles maybe have adapted while they were doing exchange between, the close proximity to the the fishing trade. So the other thing is Five Answers system uses a narrow stance. It's one of the older styles. So a lot of the Okinawan styles may have got their roots from those Chinese systems. They have a narrower stance. The Bangbu-kun that we do is actually a northern style of mantis. But so it's different. There's some movements that are kind of complicated in a sense. So the sweeping movement that we have. So if you wanted to sort of develop, if you're just learning the form and you can see the hands kind of doing this. So the hands actually, they're reversing. When you turn your palms over, you're doing this, okay? So when you're here, if you just find this position like this and this. So one of the ways we teach it is to fold the elbow like this to get a high block, or at least it's coming across here. And then when you switch the hands, this hand alternates. Okay, so this is the movement in slow motion. And I'm just doing the hand so you can see. So this is just something that you can develop as a motion, and then you flip it over and you flip it over. Okay, so that's your hand movement, and what you're doing is, it happens numerous times in the form. It starts here when you start to do it like this, and then it goes like this. So this foot is a hook. It's a hook. It's a hook and a sweep, or hook and a trip. This foot is hooking like this. This foot is hooking like this. You have to turn this foot out and you hook. And different styles of mantis do it differently. There's all different interpretations of movement. Some people hook and they kick up like this. They kick up. We sweep like this. We keep it close to the ground. So when you hook, your foot should actually stay close to the floor. So to practice that, you practice that footwork. And you practice sweeping because your foot is sweeping. Your leg weight is here. The weight is in the back leg, and you have to turn the foot out. Some people stomp. So depending on how you want to practice it, it's just different versions. But regardless of whether you're kicking up like this, we don't do it like that, but you're still supporting yourself on one leg. Most of the weight is on that supporting leg. All right, so then when you're here and you switch like this is the hand move. So you're here, 1, 2, 3. So this is close to the armpit here. This is close to the armpit on this side. This is shoulder level. This is your front arm. This is your front arm. This is the short arm, okay? So when you hook, you don't want to cross your center, and then you want your weight to be over this supporting leg. Now this hand is with this front leg. When I toe out and I change the sides, this hand is with this leg. So that's the relationship you have in your hands and legs. Now, the difference between this and this is that you have to turn. So I turn my body away like this. So now I have a side profile, because when you're hooking and tripping, you're like this. Now, if you look in the side position, you have to kind of create a position like this. Okay, so you see that I'm a little bent over here and the weight is back here, so that you have a balance and a leverage to hook your foot. Now, you don't want to cross your center because you're going to lose your balance. The optimum position is here, when this is all in one line. Okay, so that gives you an idea that you have to turn your body away like this. Okay, so the idea is to capture your opponent's arm here, bring it around here, hold here or hook here, and then this hand comes around, and they're going opposite like this, okay? So once you develop the motion, you have two sides. If this is a U-turn, you're making a 180-degree turn, and I'm doing like that. If I practice this, so you have to coordinate and use your hooking and your torso to kind of get your foot in position. So that's sort of the tutorial for today. It's just that sweep. It takes some practice. Work it through till you get the timing. This hand is shoulder level. Once you have the motion, you can use your hook, you can chop, you can strike with the fingertips, so the hands move like this. So I'm just doing a 90-degree position. You can go forward, you can turn, I can turn here, I can go there. So once you have the coordination, you can go any direction, because you have to be somewhat agile on your feet in order to capture the arm and then hook your opponent's foot, and the opponent's foot would be here, and you're hooking behind the ankle, actually where the heel is. You're not kicking the leg. Just remember that you're not trying to kick the leg. It's not, sort of like what they do in some of the ring type fighting where they're kicking the shin or they're kicking the back of the calf. You're not doing that. You're just hooking and tripping. That's all you're doing. You're not trying to take your opponent's shin bone out. It's not that type of a technique. And just don't forget that, this is a mantis. They're mimicking a mantis. A mantis isn't, the size, unless it's a giant mantis, it doesn't have the strength of a tiger. So you can imagine you can only hook and kind of poke. So, mantis has agility, and they're working against other insects. So you have to keep that in mind, that it's done, like an insect, very quick and agile, and, and it's not very strong, okay? Let's see, what else do we have inside that form is, so this position, you have your elbows like this when you do these slices. So this is something you might not see when you're in a position. You might not see that posture. Or this, you don't see those postures when someone's going through a form, so you're not sure exactly how the hand positions are going to be. So this is just giving you a sample of a position, because all of us learn through watching and mimicking and copying. So what are you copying? You're copying what you think you see. But if what you see is not accurate, or what you see is misinterpreted, then you're going to be practicing it wrong. It's as simple as that. So when it's different when we're doing this virtually, or we're doing this live stream. Learning live actually is better, mainly, and actually learning live in anything is better. But because you don't have that opportunity, because you're away, you don't have a teacher, you can't do it live, in a class, because there's not a place to go to, then this is your best option. So with the best option, you have to really pay attention, because watching and people that actually, and I've learned this over time, is that, if I don't explain it to you, you really don't actually know what you're trying to do. So, copying is great. That's sort of like watching a video. You can't learn totally from video other than a sequence. So it's like memorizing a poem. You don't know what it means until you kind of have someone help you think it through. So you're just learning and memorizing text. So when you're learning form, all you're doing is learning movement. But unless you have a certain amount of understanding, a certain amount of skill level, it's very hard to interpret. And then when it comes to the different stages of learning, you say, well, I know that form. I know that form. I can do it inside out. But then you have to understand what the movements are. So what's involved with that? Your timing, your structure, your positioning, your application and interpretation of that movement, and how do you use your strength. Okay, so those are some of the things that you have to keep in mind, think it through, and then you have to work with it. So on that note, next time we'll talk again, and if you have a question, maybe you can email or bring it up so that it could be a topic of discussion. Without a topic of discussion, it's going to be the same old thing. You can't, know what actually you're just watching. So you have to kind of bring out something so we know how you're thinking. When I teach in a live class, I know what my students are thinking because I can tell it in their face by their expression. I can't see you, so all you can see is me or whoever else is running the session. So they're trying to show you the best they can. On that note, subscribe, let us know, and also do the notification button, share this with your friends. We're up to like a 900 and close to 950. We can't get past that point. 957. Wow. Trying to get to 1,000. So we're only, 40-something away, 43 away. So just hit that button, and then the next time we'll discuss it again. All right.
He got here too late. Well, he was watching the whole time, but he asked too late.
Who?
But Brian asked if you could do jeet kune.
Oh.
So, a little too late today.
No.